Why play Brand Jungle? Well, he deals a silly amount of damage. He is a beast in a teamfight, his clear once level 3 is brilliant, and his kit has amazing synergy with Liandry's and Crystal Scepter. However, he has no mobility, so is reliant on positioning, and he can be invaded by some of the more aggressive junglers. Brand has multiple passives. When Brand hits an enemy with an ability, they're granted a stack of Blaze which deals damage to them over time. This passive can be stacked 3 times, and at 3 times they then become unstable. They get a large circle around them, and after 2 seconds it deals damage to all enemies within the circle. Also, all enemies hit by this are also applied a stack of Blaze. However, there is a short cooldown after they've exploded where they can't get any more Blaze stacks. In addition, when Brand kills an enemy who's a Blaze, he restores mana. Brand's Q is a straight line skill shot which deals damage. If the target was a Blaze when this hits, this ability will stun. Brand's W places a circle on the floor, which, after a short delay, will erupt, dealing damage to all enemies hit. If the target was already a Blaze, this deals a good chunk more damage. Brand's E is a point and click ability which deals damage to the enemy targeted and enemies nearby. If the target was already a Blaze, the distance this spreads is doubled. Brand's ultimate is a point and click ability which throws a fireball at an enemy. This will then bounce between nearby enemies or Brand up to 4 more times. This deals damage to enemies hit, and if they're already a Blaze, it will also slow them. In addition, it will always bounce to an enemy, prioritizing stacking Blaze to full. For combos, your basic burst combo is to use E into Q and W, which procs your passive. However, sometimes you'll use W first into Q and E, which is still great but does a little bit less damage. Your all-in combos to simply use W into Q and E, followed by your ultimate to just throw out a ton of damage. And a good method for poke is to use W on the minion wave to set them ablaze. From here, with the extra range on your E, you can use E on the minions to throw it onto your opponent. For matchups, Brand is great into tank junglers who he easily burns through, and he can struggle against junglers who are going to invade him early and make his life difficult. For runes, take this. Dark Harvest makes your burst even better and gives you a fun minigame. For build order, start Red Monster and Pot into Liandry's and tier 2 boots. After this, a Crystal Scepter and Demonic are great pickups before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing W then Q then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, you have a few different options depending on how you want to jungle. The safest option is always to do a full jungle clear. You'll often want to start on your bot side to get the maximum pull from your bot lane, before fully clearing that side of the jungle, before going to the other side of the jungle and fully clearing that too. As soon as Brand hits level 3, his clear becomes significantly faster as he gets access to his passive, with the unstable part of it clearing camps quickly. This puts you at level 4 when Scuttlecrab spawns, which puts you in a good position to go fight for it. However, of course, if you do fight for it, if you miss any ability, you won't get your passive and therefore probably be outtraded. When going for a gank, you need to hit all 3 of your abilities, as doing so is a ton of damage, stuns the opponent, and also procs your passive. Entering the mid game as the jungler, your main focus is going to be on objectives. You want to get control of the area as soon as possible, as this means you can either take the free objective, or if they skirmish for it, you're amazing in a 2v2 or 3v3 skirmish where you simply have so much damage, where between your W, E, and ultimate AoE you can simply melt opponents. Entering late game teamfights, play the backline mage. You deal insane damage to squishies and tanks alike, so simply sit back, spam out damage, and try to proc your passive on as many targets as possible.